Hello, church. Good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is for you. It's Josh Turner again out here in Washington. I'm out here with the big dum-dum. Come here, buddy. Come on. Oh, that's a good boy. What a good doggy. What a good boy. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about this big dum-dum and some other dogs. So last week we had a little bit of an ice storm and everything froze over. So everybody out here panics. It's not like back in Michigan where everyone's like, oh, still just got to go to work. Out here we shut the cities down. So anyways, when this happened, there's some steps that this big guy has to come down that froze over also. But now, that guy, not being the smartest in the world, he didn't know that it was frozen. And so he decided he would run down the stairs. That worked out about as well as you think it worked out. So he tumbled and fell, and he didn't get hurt. He's a big boy. But what he did get was scared, because he didn't understand what had happened. These are his regular stairs that he goes down every day, and now he believes they've attacked him, or they're against him somehow, right? The steps, because they've now got this ice on him, and it made him fall down and hurt himself. So today, it's not icy at all. But when we get to the steps, he looks at the steps and looks at me like, are you sure you want to go down those steps? The reason for this is because he remembers what happened the last time he was on the steps. Come on, boy. Come. Good boy. So he remembers what happened last time. So now that he's going to go down the steps again, he's a little more leery, because last time he was hurt. Now, if I brought another dog in who the week before did not fall down the stairs, that dog will run right down the steps. No problem, no hesitation, no nothing. He will turn around and look back at the dum-dum and say, why aren't you running down the steps? The big guy who's scared of the steps is asking himself, how did you just run down those steps? Why aren't you cautious? Do you know what can happen to you if you fall? So church, I say this to say this. This is how we are as Christians. See, what people think about dogs is they're a blank slate, and that their past doesn't really affect them. And it only affects them if you allow it to. But they remember some things. And if they were kicked in the past, you moving your foot fast might be a little weird for them. They might have a reaction to that. If they've got their nails trimmed before and somebody cut them too short, they might remember that and say, last time I did this, it hurt. So they're a little more hesitant. And so when we talk to Christians, or anybody for that matter, and we say things like, well, why wouldn't you just do it this way? Or if you did it this way, it would work out fine. Or I don't understand why A, B, and C. What you might not realize is that they've fell down some stairs before, and they're a little shy about running downstairs again. Now, what this looks like in the Christian world is maybe these folks joined a church, got close to that community, called them family, and then because of miscommunication or doctrinal disagreements, now they're out. They got to knock some trees down because they're on power lines. That's what you're hearing. But so they're a little more leery to go back and join a church now because they were hurt before. And then what if you ask them to go volunteer somewhere, or ask them to come out to dinner, or ask them to read a scripture? If the Christian says no, or if the person says no, try not to jump automatically to it's because they're lazy, or because they don't want to, or because, they're just not trying, or whatever. You have no idea what sits in their past You have no idea how many stairs they've fallen down not knowing the stairs were icy because somebody told them they weren't icy, or because they just didn't look and they ran too fast into it. But when we start judging people's hesitancy to do something, I think we're stepping into territory we shouldn't be. If you think someone should be running their life a different way, well, too bad. If they're not asking you for help or advice, you might keep it to yourself because you don't know what they're dealing with. So I've got a dog in my daycare who he won't sit down. One time when he was younger, he had a cut on his leg. That cut didn't heal all the way, and he sat down one day and it hurt a lot. So now he doesn't want to sit. He's scared of sitting. So he'll lay down, he just doesn't want to sit. Well, guess what? To be in my daycare, you don't have to sit on command. You only have to do certain things. You have to know my voice. You have to come back to me when I call your name. And you have to not hurt the other dogs. That's it. And he can do those things. So sitting isn't required. Although it's good, and it's one of the easiest things that they can do. It's not required. The other things are required. So when you look at other Christians, when you look at other believers, and you say, well, they should be doing more, or they should be doing something this way, just remember, you don't know how they've done things before. All you're seeing is their life right now. You don't get to see the rest of it. So for you to require from them what you think is required from you, that's not correct. My Jesus requires certain things. The rest of it are things we require. My Jesus doesn't require me to sit on command, much like he doesn't require me to, do tricks or anything else. There's only certain things he requires. So, if you find yourself, hold on, big doggy. If you find yourself wondering why people aren't participating like you or doing it like you are, just remember this. A lot of dogs look the same. They got tails, they got legs, eyes, ears. They lick things they shouldn't. But that doesn't mean they're the same. They're different dogs. They have different personalities, different things that scare them, different things that make them excited. If you treat two dogs the exact same, one of those dogs will be neglected. Same with the Christian. You want to make some special rules for yourself? Get on it. God will hold you to them, I'm sure. You don't get to make special rules for other Christians, because you don't make rules for who gets in the kingdom. Just like the owners don't make rules for who gets into the daycare. There's only one person that does that. His name's Jesus. He told you how to get there. Don't worry about being able to sit on command. Worry about knowing his voice and running to him when he calls you. All right, church. I love you. Go in peace.